Tonight, a family is in search of answers as SLASPA confirms the accidental death of Stevedore Wilson Joseph at its Kent Street port and says it's the first incident of its kind in over 3 decades. Public Service Minister Dr. Iwaldus Raymond is on leave as the investigation into tapes allegedly featuring him intensifies. And the Dennery North MP questions the non-reinstatement of the Larry Schuss House Centre amid what he says has been sold as a flourishing economy. The details of these stories and more are coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good evening. It is Friday, the 12th of April 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 Nightly News on Flow Channel 117, also being simulcast on Kiss FM 105.5 and 105.9, on www.caribbeanhottv.com, and of course on our free mobile app. I'm Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. The Attorney General's Office has launched investigations into recent information being circulated in the public domain surrounding the Minister for the Public Service and Senator Dr. Iwaldus Raymond. As a consequence of this initial probe, more information has come to light which warrants further investigations by the relevant authorities. The government, in seeking to protect the interests of the people of St. Lucia, has given the assurance that these investigations will be performed without interference and with the utmost integrity. In furtherance of this, Dr. Raymond has proceeded on leave. The government of St. Lucia also gave assurance that at the conclusion of these investigations, the outcome will be presented to the general public. So, the latest developments with the Public Service Minister are making for much media fodder and water cooler moments. It is arguably the hottest talking point of the day. So here's what you have to say on the latest developments.
Well, as we start Prime Minister there, opinion moi-même, si the pending for investigation, moi d'accord ça. I mean, you cannot judge a book unless you read what's inside of it. So moi d'accord ça Prime Minister a fait là. Il fait une investigation, si je me guilty, c'est ça ça fait. C'est either he stay or he go. C'est opinion moi. Puis c'est au passage de juge un homme à ce ça monde dit ben on peut ni assez preuve. Well, by the way, c'est private life, although we say life, but see if first halfway, as a minister, you have to go. But you only put as a preuve to see if it's opinion about it.
I think that is a good move because a man is presumed to be innocent until proven guilty. So as of right now, it is still an accusation and he should be given a fair chance to prove that he is innocent. So I think it's a good move on behalf of the Prime Minister to send him on leave pending investigation.
Well, I welcome the investigation in the behavior of Mr. Iwaldus, but I also want to alert the public to the fact that there are pending investigations in the Town and Council affair. There are the pending investigation in the Ascenza affair as well, and also in the HTTI. So there are quite a few investigations that up to this day that the government has not made clear to us. We also have the situation where you had a forensic report that cost the taxpayers, I think, $900,000 to $1 million. Up to now, it has not been made public. So we know that the government or the Prime Minister has a habit of saying to us that there are investigations, and in the end, nothing happens.
But what in all that, what's your thoughts on with all the thing around? Should he resign? Or
well, I think that there's too much distraction right now. As far as the government is concerned, the government is already not performing well. We have a situation where our economy is 1.5 and it has been described as being flat. And then we do have all these distractions in government on top of this. I believe that Iwaldus should resign. It's not only a moral issue, there's also issue of standards where the gentleman discussed issues relating to the government, issues relating to the civil servants, and even calling them lazy and saying that they don't even deserve a raise.
Those were your views in our Have Your Say segment. Family members of the stevedore who died in a tragic accident Thursday afternoon at the Castries port say they have no information and are seeking answers in relation to his death. Wilson Joseph, 54, is reported to have been pinned by a 40-foot container while a vessel was being loaded. A family member told St. Lucia Times that the family has been torn into pieces by the incident and wants to know what really happened. The wait, she said, seems to be so long and they're just hoping that they get some closure. Meanwhile, the St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority, SLASPA, has confirmed the fatal accident aboard MV Baltis Clipper berthed at the Castries Seaport at approximately 12:15 p.m. on Thursday. The accident claimed the life of stevedore Wilson Joseph. Operations were suspended immediately following the incident to ensure the safety of port users. Joseph, employed by Windfresh for banana loading, was taken to the Victoria Hospital via ambulance where he succumbed to his injuries. The matter has been handed over to the CID Department of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force and the Port Police Department. Vessel and local agents are assisting with the investigations. SLASPA says it is saddened by the turn of events, as this is the first time in its 36-year history that such an incident has happened. SLASPA also extended sympathies to the family of Wilson Joseph and the staff of Windfresh. In other news, an animated display inside of the House of Parliament took place as Minister for Economic Development, Housing, Urban Renewal, Transport and Civil Aviation Guy Joseph took members of the opposition to task for what he described as regurgitated garble.
To admit that the economy is performing better today would be to admit that you are a failure.
Glorifying his administration's leadership was the ever-vocal MP for Castries South East, Guy Joseph. The 2019-2020 budget estimate debate offered both sides the opportunity to battle out numbers and figures which are intended to work towards the economic development of the island. Minister Joseph jarringly poked the opposition on their rebuttals of the budget, stating that a balanced budget may be a sight that the opposition has never been privy to.
Mr. Speaker, I can well understand why members opposite find difficulty in comprehending the estimates of expenditure and revenue. As one rightly put it, they are so accustomed to seeing the budget in the red that because it's black, they don't see.
Joseph took his contribution time to shed light on the opposition's modus operandi, by which he stated that all talk from the opposition is a case of regurgitation.
When they left office, they talk about CDP. We were owing $15 million of CDP projects that they had commissioned without requesting the funds from the Taiwanese. Election ploy. They call a snap election and they spend money like there was no tomorrow, with the hope of winning the election and that they would come and fix the mess that they had created.
During the heated debate, MP for Castries South East Guy Joseph and opposition leader Philip J. Pierre went head-to-head over route permit fees being waived for minibus drivers.
No, we are not attacking you for giving the minibus drivers a break. Mr. Speaker, government is not a tea boutique. These are the persons who want to tell us. These are the persons who want to tell us about good governance. But here's the good governance. The Prime Minister comes to Parliament, reads a speech, and then the ministry...
Honorable members.
And then the ministry... Yes.
I'm just trying to cool down the house.
The clash of words evoked many emotions from both sides of the political divide as the debate raged on for the 2019-2020 budget of revenue and expenditure. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Thank you very much, Solange. This is the Hot 7 Nightly News. When we come back, the Dennery North MP, Sean Edward, questions the non-reinstatement of the Larry Seuss Health Center and social programs amid what he says has been sold by the government as a flourishing economy. The PRO of the Groseley Minibus Association's quarrel with the traffic department intensifies. And the chairman of the St. Lucia Fire Service Association, Shane Felix, says firefighters are anxiously awaiting a response from the government's negotiating team. These stories and more when we come back.